here we go.
Hey.
Nova, walk us in this.
All right, everybody. We are here for the much awaited, long anticipated, much discussed men's roundtable. Yay!
Round of applause and all that shit. What's up,
Right?
D?
So dope, so dope. I'm expecting the whole world to tune in tonight because we're going to be talking about some really important stuff. We have some really, really dope panelists. I'm so excited. I feel like I'm like stemming inside. We have some really dope guys on the round table tonight. They're going to share their experience with us and we're going to listen to what the men have to say. And I am just so honored to be here with everybody. So we're going to go ahead and introduce everyone. We're going to start with you, RJ. Gary, we're coming to you next, and then we'll finish the introductions with Sir Lisa's. And so if you guys just introduce yourselves, what role do you guys play in the lifestyle, in the community, and tell us more about what you're bringing to this conversation today, why this conversation is important to you.
Okay, good evening. I'm RJ. I'm a swinger. I'm a swinger in a lot of groups. I'm a swinger in the lifestyle. The reason why I moderate as well, and I'm an admin for groups as well. So I see a lot of things, and I try to offer people advice as needed. Why this is important is because I try to speak for the single guys mostly, but and try to understand where the single guys are coming from, or why they're doing, or if there's some behavior that maybe needs to be checked, maybe help them and assist them as well, or try to diffuse things.
We love
Okay,
that.
so you kind of moderate like issues too. Like if there's some kind of like static in the background going on, you kind of like the referee of that shit, huh?
Yes.
I didn't even know you was involved in all of that. That's good. We're gonna have to talk behind the scenes about some stuff, though. But that's cool. All right, who's up next, Nova?
Gary's next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Gary Luck of the Luck Society. We are swingers in the society. We try to connect everyone across the country with the parties and the happenings that's going on. So wherever you go, you know where it's something to do. And I'm also admin of a couple of groups do approval on posts and things of that much. And this conversation is very important to me because I feel as though health is wealth. The healthier you are, the longer you're going to live. The
That's a
longer you'll
fact.
be able to do the things that you want to do and live your life.
Okay.
House, we appreciate you bringing your health and wealth to the podcast.
Yo, Gary. Yo, Lisa's.
I'm actually sitting in the gym right now on the podcast.
Yeah, we see.
Oh no shit! now for the Wizards to go. There you go, the Wizard.
Oh, it's all me now.
You know it's you. Let's talk about the Wizards.
So I'm Sir Lisa's, professional dominant, specialized in erotic power exchange. I've been in the lifestyle since 2006. Started off as a swinger, got into kink and BDSM, and now I'm a kink educator and I'm an erotic performer, and I'm just a overall advocate for kink. Anything that involves kink, I'm an advocate for it. So any conversation is good. That's the problem. We don't have enough conversation. We don't put enough information out there, and we don't have these spaces, and we don't let the people that need to be listening to this actually lead them to the direction to hear these conversations. So this is much needed. Any conversation involving the lifestyle with people that have experience is needed. I don't care what it is. So I'm for it.
Right. That's what's up. Yo, and I just want to shout out Nova. This was Nova's idea to put together. I think she just wanted to be surrounded by a bunch of men personally. But but this was something that we were saying need to happen because a lot of times the men's position when it comes to the lifestyle and stuff like that isn't heard properly. And with such a dynamic collection of us all coming from different angles, I feel like there's a lot that could be contributed to this conversation. So, Nova, you lead us off. We gonna rattle through this and we gonna get into this conversation now. Hold on
Yeah.
1 second. I gotta hit my remote because my heat is burning me.
Okay.
Ugh.
There's
So we
some
came up
over
with
here.
5 questions, 5 really important questions about men's wellness. And so everyone's going to just take turns answering the questions. And then people in the chat, please feel free to bring your questions. Let us know what you guys want to hear about from the men. This is the time for the men to talk and for us ladies to listen. And I'm listening like intently. So I can't wait to hear you guys' answers.
Mhm.
So the first question, what does wellness look like for you as a man?
I'll jump on that first. So the one thing when it comes to wellness, you got to identify what type of wellness you're speaking of. Is it mental wellness? Is it physical wellness? Is it just wellness of your energy? Right? And identifying what you want to focus on at the time. Because a lot of us try to do too much. We try to fix too much at the same time when a lot of things are, everything you do, you do in steps. You know what I mean? You can't build something without taking steps. You know what I mean? 1 through 50, whatever. So mental wellness is probably the biggest thing, because physical wellness, you can identify when you're fatigued, you can identify when you're hurting. A lot of us can't identify when we're stressed, when we're depressed about something, when we have too high anxiety, especially black men, because we ignore it because we're supposed to be so strong mentally. We're supposed to be so strong physically, even the physical aspect of it. How many of us have fathers that never want to go to the doctor? And we're like, come on, you got dad, you got to check this up because
That is a
but
big
that's
issue.
alert behavior for black men. You know what I mean? To be able to, I don't want to speak about it. I got to present myself in a particular way. I got to be strong. So mental health, identifying like mental wellness and finding out what you need to do to create your peace of mind. So that's what I would want to focus on if I'm going to talk about it, is figuring out where does my peace of mind come from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it come from my partner? Does it come from solitude? Does it come from me talking and being in a safe space where I could be vulnerable and have conversations with people? You know what I mean? Does my mental health come from physical activities? You know what I mean? So just identifying that, and you may not know it, but one of your homies might know it, or a friend or a partner or somebody, and just being able to identify how you're able to maintain your mental wellness and taking that and saying, okay, this is how I obtain it. Let me set time aside to do that. You know what I mean? And if there's anybody in my circle that knows that's what I need, respect that. You know what I mean? If perfect example, if cycling brings you down mentally, and that's your peace of mind to bring you mental, wellness, then that's something you need to focus on. Take time and value your mental wellness time. If it's, going out with friends and being a foodie and eating, you know what I mean? Just in that space so where you don't got to cook, you're getting served food. It might be a vacation by yourself. Go to a hotel, silence, you know what I mean? It might be reading, but try to identify something that brings you peace of mind. It might be playing a video game. You know what I mean? So a lot of us don't do that. We can't really, a lot of men can't say what brings them peace of mind. They sit there and wonder. If you ask somebody that, ask one of your homies that, like, bro, what do you do weekly to bring you peace of mind? He's like, well, what do you mean? If you got to say that, then that's a problem. Like, find something that you can own, that you don't need anybody, that you may not need anybody for. I always say do something that you don't need another person for. Because if that person is not available, and then you don't have access to that 24/7. You see what I'm saying?
And let me say this, just to compliment on what you're saying. And if you're not sure what that looks like, look at me. I'm one of those people that does too much, tries to pull myself in too many places. And I typically do not, looking over, shaking her head, because she just was fussing at me about this before. And I tend not to, I don't have anything that I legit do that is just for me. I'm normally doing something that's going to something else, or I'm taking care of work because you got to pay bills and the blah blah blah. But to actually just put time aside, maybe turn on the PlayStation or do something that is just my peace of mind. That is something that I myself am working on getting back in place. So I always use myself as an example because I want people to understand what he's speaking is 100% real shit. Like, you don't think it's you, it probably is you. You understand what I'm saying? So that part. What you fellas think on this?
I think he's exactly correct, and it's hard to find that safe space to talk to people to find that peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to find the right group of people, the right group of friends, to talk and not be judged for what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And people that's gonna give you positive input instead of all of that. Because you talk to somebody about something problems you're having, but 9 out of 10, the person you're talking to is gonna give you the negative input on it. You got to find those people that give you the positive. Like Lee's was saying, this is where I find my mental peace in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I can sit in the gym doing nothing for hours. You know what I mean? Because
That's not what you're supposed to be there for.
this. I mean, I'm not saying nothing, but once I get in, I put the earbuds in, the music on, I'm jumping, bouncing around, and I just vibe out and lose track. And
That's your church.
I didn't even really realize until he said that
Mm-hmm.
this was part of my mental wellness, and that's why when I get in here, I get so caught up. You know what I mean? But like you said, it's important to find the wellness in all the areas. And you have to take time out. Like, you can't do it all at once. It's the steps. And that's the way to find the true happiness in yourself. And
I
like
want
I
to
said, not need nobody else.
let me comment on what you just said, how he ended that real fast for like a second. A lot of us, the one thing that we don't do is if we're having a moment to we're depressed or something, or we're angry about something, whatever, we can't at those moments identify, like, let me just go to the gym and see how I feel after that.
Right.
That's one thing that you have to identify.
Yeah.
Like, I cycle, and I didn't realize that putting a certain playlist on and cycling, if I'm stressed out, I didn't realize that me liking that and something that I did on a regular, not thinking about it, was actually something that can bring me back down and level me out mentally and physically. And I didn't know that until, one day I just did it. Like, I just needed to go out. And I'm like, damn, this is actually a solution. The gym is actually a solution. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, that's one thing that you identifying that and knowing that this, let me try this and see. It might work, it may not work. It might be something else that you need, but just identifying that something that you love to do, that you don't even think about it, that you do. You go to the gym unconsciously. You might go 3 days out the week, you don't even think about it, and your body is trained, whatever. But in all actuality, that's something that you can use when off days, when you need to level yourself. You know what I mean? And get that peace of mind.
Well,
and here's another. Oh, go ahead, bro.
Okay. To build on that, what Sir Lisa said, that can also help you with your mental wellness. Is like, hey, I might not be able to go to the gym right now, but I need to go take a walk. Hey, just let me alone for a couple of minutes. That way I can calm down or get myself back to a point. Because the gym is a great outlet. Boxing is a great outlet. Cycling is a great outlet. But your mental is just like one that's not talked about. Listen, I'm not in the mood to be around people today. Like, it's just, I'm pretty sure we all been there. It's like, let me get my coffee first, and we can talk.
And here's a comment too. I want to show you this shit. I just had it. It's fucking lost. Here we go. Now, this is a good question right here, because I think a lot of times when you're busy, like I'm sure almost all of us are, from what I know, everybody's pretty fucking busy. So it's like, do we think that men prioritize their mental health over their physical health?
No.
Why not?
Because
I will say, go ahead.
Well, I'll say is because mental health is just sometimes very much shoot aside. Is like, oh well, I gotta look good. Oh, I gotta go to the gym. I gotta be this. I gotta be that. And maybe we
Right.
don't. Maybe we just don't take the time to say, "Oh, my mental health." Well, if they find out I'm seeing a therapist or something like that, oh, I'm weak.
Hmm.
Right.
I will say, especially in the family, like, everybody got that crazy Uncle Joe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody at least has a crazy Uncle Joe or a crazy aunt or something like that. Somebody that legit has some mental issues, but they just look and say, "Oh, that's just crazy. That's just crazy Tina or crazy Joe or whatever," not realizing that motherfuckers really can have some real heavy shit going on with them. And it's not taken seriously. A lot of times the mental health is put aside. Like a lot of people will physically get themselves together, which is great. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, let's say you have a car, your car is running nice, it looks nice, or whatever I should say, but how most cars have a computer. The computer system on the car is about to crash on you because no maintenance has been done to those parts
Right.
of the vehicle ever. And a lot of people don't realize your body is very much like a vehicle. Like you got to do maintenance to the entire machine. We're
Mhm.
just biological machines, and we have to learn to do that work to make sure that we are fully okay. And we have to normalize being in touch with our actual feelings and being able to share that and not allowing people into our spaces who discourage us to act like human beings with feelings and expressions and things like that. You should be able to be your whole self around anybody that's in your space, and anybody that asks you to make yourself smaller needs to get pushed out of your space real quick.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
And mental health and awareness, is frowned upon usually in the black community and black families. They look at you some type of way if you go see a therapist to get help and go through the steps, and it shouldn't be like that.
Hmm.
Anything to make you better, should be good for you. Everybody, should have that decision.
Exactly. I counsel people plenty, and I'll tell you, I openly admit it on the show all the time that I go and I do counsel to work through some of the things that I have to work through because I've seen a lot of bad shit in my life. So when you got as much darkness in your memory as I do, you got to go and work that shit out, and that's something that a lot of people don't do is work that shit out. Then they come here and they're damaged. They try to get in these relationships. Like Lisa says all the time, yo, so Lisa, how many times have you said about people trying to have you find a relationship in the lifestyle and how much of a bad idea that is, especially since a lot of people use this as an outlet to forget about the world and just have fun. But a lot of them haven't done the work to be mentally ready to be in the relationships because you got to have a certain level of strength to be able to be in a relationship in a sexually charged environment like this, and especially if you want to swing and be able to share your partner's kinks, share their pleasures. Like a lot of women have been on Lisa's table over there. And you got to be strong enough to listen to her go through the convulsions she gonna go through, and not getting your damn feelings because he's doing the wizardry. Instead, you
Not
should
the
be sitting there
convulsions,
paying
man.
attention. No, but I'm just saying that it's funny, but it's real. You understand what I'm saying? Like you got to be strong enough mentally to know before you even come outside with your partner to know that you are okay being in an environment where it's coming from all sides, whether you're a male, female, no matter what type of person you're into. This doesn't matter if you're into men, into women, whatever. Before you step into this arena, you got to be ready for the battle. And a lot of people mentally aren't ready for it.
Well,
Max, you're getting ahead of yourself. We got that question coming up. That's the next.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even remember that question.
So, Star, did you want to say something before we went to the next question?
no. You can go to the.
Well,
I mean, 'cause
Yeah.
I don't want to open up a whole nother topic, line of topic.
Max, you
'Cause I-
running. I'm doing a light jog. Hold up.
well, no, but on that, all I just wanted to say was that
Yes.
you just getting yourself to the point of being proactive, sometimes being proactive versus reactive, is like how you mentally prepare. Can you mentally prepare for your day, your next day? You mentally prepare for a meeting. That way, if you know
Right.
you have a meeting and whatnot, how well are you prepared for it? Do you know what's going on? Can you hit those talking points? Things like
RJ,
that.
do me one favor. Adjust your camera some because we only can see the bottom half of your face. There you go. I just want people to be able to see you while you're talking. You know what I'm saying? All right, we Gucci. Go ahead, Nova. Shoot.
All right. So, what are some needs that men have that you rarely talk about?
I guess I'll jump on that one first. I will say personal space. A lot of times our personal space isn't respected. Like I'm a gamer, but even though my game has dust on it right now because I've been busy, I like to game. Now, I personally have not really ran into women in my own instance that ever would try to stop me from my gaming time. But I see conversations like that a lot of times online. They even make skits about it. I saw a skit about it yesterday where every time dude was turning on his game, as soon as you hear that beep from the PlayStation, she was popping up with something for him to do. Like every time he tried to chill, she was coming up with, you understand what I'm saying? Not understanding that that's his way of meditating. And I feel like a lot of them don't have enough opportunity to like get that personal space so that they can do everything else they need to do. So that's the first thing I feel like. But y'all can say whatever y'all got to say.
That's a big that's a big thing because I would have led with that. That's always, or knowing how to having a conversation and knowing how to be your person's peace of mind because that separates from. Can we cuss on here?
Yep.
That separates us from fucking or being or having a potential to be actual partners, right?
Mm,
Because there's people that I can go out to drink with socially where there's a group of people. I can have them stop by for an intimate encounter and keep it moving, but anything past that nut when you get that, what's it called, post what is the
Post
thing
nut
called,
clarity.
Most of that
post
clarity.
nut, man, listen, if there's 90% of the women I engage with I'm cool with, but you don't put yourself in a space to be in my personal space outside of what I do professionally, outside of partying, outside of turning up. When I'm in a space that I'm looking for peace of mind, but I still want that female companionship. You know what I mean? Because you don't know how to identify how to give me peace of mind or how to give me space and also be in my space, if that makes sense, right? Because I want to be around you, but I don't have to be around you. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of situations. There's times where there's girls that we don't call over because we know after we get done getting it popping, we want them to go, but we don't want to be assholes and say, "Hey, what you about to do? I'm about to go to bed." How many times have you played the role saying I'm about to go to bed, but you actually was going to play the game for the rest of the night? You see what I mean? Like, but we're not able to be transparent about that. And then my second thing, which is as equal, is being able to be transparent with someone. You know what I mean? If, hey, listen, I don't know if I like you like that yet. I'm not sure. I don't know you. I can't tell you that. I might just want to have an intimate situation. I might want to like you. I have no idea. And me being that transparent, now I'd have missed out on an opportunity because you don't like that answer because it's not a safe space to be transparent with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Got in their feelings.
Or vice versa, me being in a space where, hey, listen, you're beautiful. I love your energy. I would like to play. Oh, that's all you. I mean, this is the space we're in. And then coming back, be like, you know what? We done played a couple of times and I love the conversations. I wouldn't mind. Let's go out and have a drink. I can come back and go back to that. But I communicate that. Just like it's okay for a woman to come back into that space, but communicate that. Don't assume it. Have the conversation. And it's okay for me to say no. It's okay for you to say no. And it's also okay for me to ask those questions. But being in those spaces, you know what I mean? A lot of us men aren't used to asking those questions or saying that because we're going to come off as assholes. You know what I mean? We're going to come off of only wanting one thing. But a lot of women do not get that. If you ask, hey, I want to play with you, we're not thinking, oh, you only want one thing. But if I say that to a woman, having that, making it an equal playing field for that, not being a double standard, because there are a lot of double standards when it comes to a woman asking a man, I get a lot of women that say when I'm going to try that, when I'm gonna get, when I'm a so, when I'm a not, they don't usually say, hey, when we going out to dinner, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, and it's cool. I'm used to it. I put myself out there. I'm a sex worker. Technically, I'm a
Mhm.
sex worker. I present that stuff and I provide services, but I'm still human at the end of the day. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
I
still
don't know
human
why,
at the
but
end
that
of the
sex
day.
worker thing sounds crazy.
I mean, I am like, I got to be honest with myself. I provide a service, and everything that I do is based around sexual energy. So I'm a sex worker. So I coincide with anybody that sells sex on any level, as long as it's safe, sane, and consensual, and it's legal. I can relate to you because I do it for a living now. I'm in the same. I was a behavioral health specialist for 15 years. I do this professionally now. So, but getting back to it, just being able to be transparent and have those conversations, and without being an asshole, without being a person that only wants that. But I should be able to be in a space where I can communicate that with you and be transparent, and we can talk about it, just like you can talk about it.
Right.
So that's one thing that I would say with a lot of women, like let a man, like, or even if there's men that don't know how to have those conversations, help them have those conversations. And let them know that
Facts.
it's okay to have them conversations. We don't know how because it has not been okay in the past. In the vanilla world, it's not okay to just say, hey, listen, I love your vibe, but I'm only interested in sex. That is not okay. People say you should have been upfront. You can't be upfront and not get, oh, I'm not that type of girl. You the disrespect. Damn, you told me to be upfront. I said it as respectful as possible. I want to fuck your soul out your body. How respectful, more respectful can I be? Say that.
You get in trouble for telling the truth, but yeah, hey, we're told to be open and honest. But
Ugh.
Right? You should be
Listen,
able to do
I
that in any
I learned
relationship.
real quick to tell people where I'm at in life. Hey, listen, the space that I'm in, I'm only looking for play partners. Now, I now this is what I say. I don't want
Mhm.
you to waste the time you're going to invest, but just know this is what it is. You have to make a conscious decision to continue. Just like I'll tell someone I'm poly, there's no space around that. I don't do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. If it's going to be anything that I have an interest beyond playing, you have to.
Mhm.
This is what it looks like for you. Now you got to make a conscious decision to continue to invest time, whether it's texting, calling, coming to shows, asking, you know what I mean? That's the space that you got to operate in. But I want women to understand you have to allow a man to be able to communicate that in a safe space, to him not feel like he's being an asshole, that he's, not saying the wrong thing and you're going to lose a friendship because you feel like he disrespected you because he was being honest. As long as he's saying it in a respectful way, you got to understand, like, those are spaces we need to have. And you will be better off because you won't waste time cooking for a dude, going over his crib, and all he wanted was, he was just trying to get it popping every time, and he had no intention on anything past that. And you done said, man, I don't cook for dudes on a regular. I only did it because I thought we had. And he's like, did you really? Oh shit, my bad. But in fairness, it took me maturing as a man to realize that me not communicating, I was in the wrong. Even though I never told someone or I never said I want to be with you, it's my responsibility to put that out there, what I'm looking for, and let you make that conscious decision if you want to continue. But it took a lot of maturing because I never did that when I was young, and I didn't realize, like, damn, I never told her I wanted to be with her, but you never told her you did not want to be with her. And that's
Yeah.
your
Right.
fault. So when I
Mhm.
put myself in that space, be open to hearing, hey, listen, I'm not looking for anything but hanging out and sex. Respectfully, we can go to dinner, we can so. I do not want no relationship, and there might be multiple women I'm gonna do this with. If you're okay with that, continue. Invest the time. If not, we can be friends. We can keep it moving. You see me at a play party. If you're still interested, fine. But being in that space to be able to communicate and not have that held against you as a man, as a human, as a black man, as a lifestyler, in any aspect of life.
Now I have done that in the vanilla circles as well as in the lifestyle circle. It served me just fine. For you fellas who try to play games and pretend like you up to one thing when you really just want to do something else. Don't be ashamed to keep it a buck and just say what you want to say, because if that's really all you want, a lot of females is gonna go with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you'll be surprised how many women will go with it. If they're not going to go with it, they're just doing you a favor and saving you some time and money. Like,
Facts.
don't waste your time with people. Uh-oh, somebody dropped. Oh, that was Gary. He'll come back. Don't waste your time with people that are not going to go with the thing that you're actually looking for.
Hmm.
Because when you do that, all that does is say, like me, my time is way too precious. I can't be sitting up here wasting time. I just want to have some fun. I got things that I'm working on, a lot of business shit moving. I don't have the patience to be playing the game of, okay, well, I don't want this, but I'm gonna play it like this just to let them hear what they want to hear. You understand
Very
what I'm
true.
saying?
Very
Like,
true.
that
I
shit
feel
is
you.
corny to me. And the dudes
Hmm.
that do that, y'all corny for that. Because you need to keep it a buck and just let shorties know what it is. Because at the end of the day, either they gonna fuck with you or they not. That's it.
Simple as that.
RJ, what are your
Exactly.
thoughts? What are some needs that men have but they rarely talk about?
Um, respect for our boundaries. Like,
Mm,
I've been told before that boundaries are only for couples and single ladies, and it's like, wait, what? Yeah.
wow.
So it's like respect for our boundaries. If I'm meeting with you up at the first time, I normally do not buy alcohol. If you want anything like water, um, drinks, non-alcoholic drinks, yeah, fine. But I'm not gonna get you alcohol the first time. If we're meeting at a hotel or something like that, that's just me.
Hmm.
Okay.
Uh, I was told I was wrong for that, but it's like it's a boundary for me. So it's like, wait, single men should be happy to yeah, I got it. And I was like, no, I guess we're just not meeting up. Couple
Yeah.
other things, um, is just like we don't come out and say this, but affection.
Affection?
Yeah, yeah, it's just like it is good to know that someone's on your side. Like, hey, that rub on your back, kissing, like, oh, we don't got to initiate everything, like with
Right.
affection. Um, also, this is something else. We need other men to support each other. Whether remember back in the day, 30 years ago, where we went to our uncles, our grandparents, and whatnot, or our brothers, and said, "Hey, you fucking up. Get yourself together," and like they would actually help you. We don't do that. We don't do that anymore. Or if we do, it's not really not shown, but like it's just. I feel like a lot of men are in competition with each other.
Yeah.
I will say I do see that. Me and another dude, we was talking about that at this event we was at, where it was like, I don't want to derail too much from this, but I just want to add to that little statement. There is, especially in the lifestyle, I feel like a lot of times, like, dudes will see somebody like, you see Sir Leaders know, got like about 5,000 million women fans all over the place. This guy is super popular. I'm talking about you while you're sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: he walks into the room. There's definitely some dudes that's making the face like, "Oh God, now he's here." Well, there goes my that makes my chances of getting some play a lot harder because they're gonna be running over to him to try to get the wizardry and whatever other shit he might be trying to be up to for the night, depending on what the situation is. But and I've seen like when certain guys walk in the room, I went through that myself. Like girls will walk up, hey Max, what's up? And then next thing you know, you see dude pulling his girl away, literally holding her by the hand like she's a doll baby or something and dragging her away. Like I was gonna bite her head off or something. All I was doing was saying hello. And the fact of the matter is we do need to cut out this hatred that happens within the lifestyle. Like everybody has their lane. Everybody has somebody that's gonna want to rock with them. People that might like me might not like you, might not like you. People that like y'all might not like me. Everybody has their own flavors. And understand that there's more than enough room in here for all of us to win at the same time. So
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason to be feeling like it has to be a competitive situation. The only competitiveness that should be is seeing how many orgasms you could get out of a woman you playing with at the same time. Even though we know Lisa's got the cheat code, so you know what I'm saying.
No such thing. I have no idea what's going on. I am a wholesome brother.
Too much video evidence for you to deny it.
Let me add. Can I add to that, or are you about to say something?
Please. No, go ahead, and then once you're finished, Gary, we're gonna ask you that.
Let me add to that. So a lot of people, unless you know me, you don't. I started off in the swinger community as a couple, right? I wasn't in the BDSM or anything like that. I started off as a couple, and we actually went about 3 years, and all we did was we explored being exhibitionists. We didn't have a threesome with a girl, anything like that. We would just go to places and engage with each other. So I want to say this. I want to put that out there for a reason, to see where I'm at now. But I don't want anybody to think that it's not okay to come with your partner and literally just be there for your partner, because there's several ways to explore the lifestyle. I hate when people say, if you're not playing, why are you coming out? Maybe I'm just an exhibitionist and I want y'all to watch me fuck my girl's face in front of y'all, you know what I mean, till a tear comes down the eye and she squirt down her. Maybe that's what I want. Maybe I want you to watch her orgasm, whatever, so, you know what I mean? Maybe I want to watch y'all, and that's my thing. That's okay, right? I want to put that out there, because we do that too much. Now, to talk about the guys that have that issue, because I know exactly, because I've been in spaces where me and him was together, me and Max, and they look alike. There's no way I'm letting my girl walk that direction with them 2 6'5" and over light skinned niggas.
There's no way.
I've seen it. But
I was ignoring it.
There's not a lot of, and this is the thing that I tell people, I'm usually the biggest dude in the room. Now Max I might be a little tall, but Max is a little bigger than me. Whatever. And what do? I embrace him, bro. Come over here. I bring him to because I love his energy, and I'm man enough to say I love this dude's energy since we met day one. Anytime I see him, bro, what you doing? Why you ain't hit me up? And I get on him all the time. Why you ain't tell me you was coming, bro? Pull up on me. Pull up. See, I'm different. I want to be around people that can do what I do, that have that same energy, because I want to provide as many women with that opportunity to be in these spaces and have this energy as possible. But that also comes with confidence, right? Max does not affect nothing I do at all. And Max is his own entity, and Max he holds himself down. Max is a presence when he walks in. But if we walking together, why can't walk in with us? I hit everybody up, bro. Come, Lux said, bro, hit me up when you in the city. How many times did I say, yo, hit me up? Come down and bang with me. I embrace everybody. A lot of these dudes don't know I'm the most embracing dude you will ever meet. And I'm probably the most, every spot I go to, I might be the most popular person. And I'm all like, yo, come fuck with a nigga. Come on. You know what I mean? What am I going to do with these 20 girls over here? What am I going to do? I'm going to vouch for you as long as you're not no weirdo and your energy is cool. Come bang with me, right? But the whole thing is confidence. That's the main thing. It's confidence. Being secure that your partner is with you, whatever, so. And even if there's somebody, because I'm not the best looking guy in the world, my partner is going to see somebody more attractive than me, right? But my energy and my confidence, I don't care what she says, she ain't going nowhere. Don't matter. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, my submissive situation is different than, the partner that I was with. We played, we so, she's not going nowhere. I mean, it's cool. Like, she's not going nowhere. I do too much. You know what I mean? But it's also a thing with just being in a space to where you as a man have that confidence, but you're coming to a space where you need to have confidence. You need to be secure. You cannot come to these spaces, or if that's the case, go to somewhere where there's no single guys, right? Go to somewhere where it's only couples. Go to somewhere where it's couples and it's single women. Put yourself in the space that's going to give you the most comfortable situation. You know
that's still not going to work, right?
I'm trying to mitigate the issue.
This dude, because I'll come with a shorty. Ain't nothing for me to bring a shorty with me somewhere. Now I'm in a couple. You still got to see Big Bad Max. And I mean, I ain't got to say any of us on here can have a woman on our arm. Gary normally got his lady with him. And at the end of the day, if we gonna still move,
Yeah.
there's nothing that you could do. We gonna still be there. The whole thing is don't watch me. Watch all these titties and ass that's bouncing around over here. Don't worry about what
Listen,
I'm doing.
you
Like
keep over.
you looking the wrong way.
Well, a
Exactly.
lot of times, man, you get a lot of newbies that are coming in. They don't know what to expect. They're not secure in their relationship. They don't know if their girl's going to see something that moves or has a better energy than them, and they're gonna keep it moving. It's because they don't have security in their relationship, and they
But that
shouldn't be in the lifestyle environment in the first place if that's the case.
Mhm.
right, and
That's
if the
why I said,
woman sees
oh, go ahead.
something, and if the woman
Go
sees
ahead.
something they like, it's all about communication in the lifestyle. If your woman can't tell you that she likes someone else in the lifestyle, and you have a conversation about what you guys are going to do about it, then what are you there for? You're not really in it.
But that conversation needs to be had before they even decide what are we open to. That is the
Right,
biggest
right, yeah,
conversation that
yeah.
needs to
No,
happen. What
I
are
want
we open to? What are you
And it
open
also
to?
comes back
What
to
am I
exactly
open
value
right,
to?
yourself.
What
exactly
do we
right,
agree
right,
on? That's
Yeah.
the first
yeah,
So I used to teach the Swinger 101
yeah.
class when I was fucking with the club, and I did it at the sex store. And that's the first thing. What are y'all both open to? What do you both agree on before you even go to a party? Because if
Hmm.
you're open to your person playing, they should be able to say they have an interest to say, like, I like this person's energy, or I
Right,
like them. Let's go.
right,
If that's not your space, don't say, hey, we're just looking for a girl. And then your girl gets there and she's like, I see this guy, I changed my mind. Don't do that.
right,
Or
right.
don't be the man
Mm.
and say, we're going to find someone that the partner likes, and then say, hey, I want to go off of her. You could do you. And then,
Right.
you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Don't do that.
Mhm.
Or, the communication is the key. That's the big thing, the communication
Right.
beforehand.
You guys are jumping. All right, so we're just gonna go to that question. What does respectful and mature LS etiquette look like for men?
Okay, so
Ask. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead,
okay.
RJ.
So the same way that ladies want someone to talk to them respectfully, we also want that too. The same way that some of us like, hey, we don't want to play these games either. Some of us do not want to play these games. You gotta buy me a drink. Oh, you gotta do this. It's just like, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. Hey, if you say no, I'm walking away. But if I turn around and say no, you come after me and be like, well, why'd you say no? Doesn't no means no. Like you respect me, I respect you. Is respectful conversation, mutual effort, people not treating people like garbage. It is just basic human decency, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me, I'll say this. My number one rule, I mean, you know me, I'm all about safety and security. So my first rule is, as a man, especially you moving as a single man, whatever kind of man you're moving as, you need to be making sure that you're moving respectably, that any physical contact you're gonna have is done with permission. Consent is key. And talk, even though everybody's doing bald-headed whole shit and all that, don't come in here with the mentality, oh, there's the hoes in this house. No. Even if we might say that in joking amongst each other in jest, you still come to the ladies as you would talk to a lady in the club. And if you're coming to ladies in the vanilla club like that, talking about hoes and chicks, and well, you got other issues on your brain that you need to work out before you go approaching any female.
Right.
So the first and foremost is come with respect and treat them like you want somebody to treat your lady if your lady was walking around in here. That would be my first thing. You guys want to add on to that? I don't want to say too much.
Gary, what you got?
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. Common respect. Fortunately, all my experiences in the lifestyle, everything, especially up north there, everything has been respectful. Everybody's been respectful. Came in, asked questions. you know what I mean, asked, you know, if we would play, if she would play, and how we felt about it. You know, everything was copacetic, and that's what it's about. The same thing again, communication, and everybody
Mm.
has, you know, has to be comfortable with everybody. You know, the etiquette's been pretty good since I've been, you know, I've been in the lifestyle probably about 3.5 years, not, you know, not that long. You know,
Hmm.
looking for a lifetime. You know, but you know, everybody etiquette I've been around, even and going to the parties and clubs, because we've also been to what Saints and Sinners in Atlantic City.
Mm.
Everything was respectful. You know, a couple of parties and takeovers and Landover around our way and everything. So, you know, I haven't ran into anyone that was disrespectful.
Good.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll say this now. Thais said something interesting. I'm sure all of us fellas have been in this spot at one time or another. And he was like, a lot of women are not respectful. They just touch without asking a man or a woman, and will tell a man, pull your wood out, let me see. And men can't behave that way at all, because if we was to be on some shit like that, we'd be called disrespectful, we'd be called savages, we'd be called all types of different things known to man. And the fact of the matter is that's very, very true. It is a double standard on that. And actually, that's on us to hold the women accountable when they coming at us crazy. But we be so blinded by maybe we want to smash, we be letting shit slide where maybe and at times where maybe we shouldn't, just to make them understand that
Right,
respect is a two-way street.
right. Respecting the ass first.
Well,
Yeah.
Max, the other thing too is
Exactly
like if
right.
you go into an owner, sometimes
I got it.
it depends on the owners too. Like, hey, excuse me, this person touched me, and your rule said, ask before you touch and whatnot. But they gotta help you too. Hey, you gonna kick them out? You gonna do something? And I get why they don't may not kick them out or give them a warning. But I've also seen where someone has just kicked someone out because of fighting and whatnot.
Mhm. See, that's
Now,
the thing. Go
let me.
ahead.
I can add to that because I've been in a space to where a girl was drunk and she, oh, sir, leaders, you wouldn't do all of that stuff. You wouldn't do none of that to me. You wouldn't look. And if you know me, I'm not asking anybody anything. If you be around me, I'm chilling. I don't pull my toys out unless I'm booked to be somewhere. I'm like, love, I
Mhm.
don't, I don't. One thing I say, I do not have a power struggle with anybody. I can
Mhm.
promise you that. I don't come in, I don't gotta beat on my chest. I'm not having a power struggle with anybody. Respectfully. Now you gotta love. You're not gonna do nothing. And I had a girl actually try to put her hand around my throat, put it down. I'm all like, listen, love, I'm not gonna warn you again. Do not touch my throat. Oh, you can't take a real woman. Now, Max, you was at this party. You was at this
Yeah.
party. And it got to the listen, love, if you do this again, it's gonna be an issue. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Because and this was a space when I was with my ex, and Sean, you know, you already know, y'all know
Uh-huh.
my ex. Like you,
Uh-huh.
listen, love, go get her. Like
That's how the
put that
that's how the
shit
knife
done.
come out the boot
Get
real
her,
quick.
yeah. Because she don't have no problem. Because you know she ain't have no, you know what I mean. And you know I still love her to death, so it ain't no issue with that, whatever. But just to say that space, I've been there to where somebody had to be checked. Listen, if you do this again, we're gonna have to remove you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that happens. You see what I'm saying? Because I do get that when girls get drunk and they're like, "Oh, you ain't gonna do that to me. I'm a diamond. I'm gonna make you." No, you're not relaxed. I'm not even in that. Go ahead. So the one thing that does happen, which we have all been victim to, somebody does it and it's a woman, so we don't think nothing of it. We bypass it, or it's
Mhm.
somebody that we might. If the thing is, you might not want to play with that person at the time, but if you done paid your 150, $200 to get in, and you need that last option, you're gonna circle back around. That's the problem. And I'm gonna keep it honest.
That's
That's the
true.
problem.
That's true.
Keep it a bean.
That
That's
last
because the
that
woman
last
grabbed
that
you,
last
bro. So
ditch.
and so, you still kept that as an option. Well, I know I got her. I know she wouldn't give me something, but that may not be. And it's only a problem when you got other options. When it's not there, that grabbing is gonna turn you taking it to the room, and that's the problem
Mhm.
with us men. To keep it a bean. You know,
Our
there's
flesh is
not a
weak.
lot of men that are getting this done to them. Respectfully, I'm sorry. That's not
That's true.
because there's majority of men don't get to play. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They can't. Oh, girls be telling stop. Max is one of them few. You know what I mean? Like shit, this happens to me. I hear a lot of guys talk about that. I'm like, bro, nobody's grabbing. Stop.
Ain't nobody grab my damn throat
Stop.
though, cause
Because you
my
might
hood
play
ain't.
once in a whole week takeover. Stop. Come on. I'm actually a person that has had, like, you just go, oh, let me see what that Lisa's D like. If y'all go ahead, Miss Love. Did you? And I always say, listen, the way my contract says, if you got, I always play around and say that. You see what I'm saying? I always play around and say that. But I'll do it playfully, whatever, so, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, did you get permission to do that? You know, I always ask that. And I'll joke around because I know girls get drunk, whatever, but we're all lenient about that. We know that. That's not a standard that we stick by, unless it's a person that we find unattractive, completely unattractive. That's it. And I'm just being honest, what we do as men. You know what I mean? Because if the baddest girl at the party do it, you know what I mean? If the baddest girl at the party do it, we ain't like if a baddest girl at the party grab you, whatever, we just like, yeah, what? If we lifted her shirt up, like go ahead. So, you know what I mean? Like, well, we gotta hold ourselves accountable for that. We made it acceptable for that to happen. We made it acceptable for that to happen.
You know that's on both sides though, right? Because what ends up happening is that the shorty's the same thing. Like if it's a dude that they like and he do some goofy shit, a lot of times they be letting the shit slide. Like when those chicks get those random D pics in their thing, if a dude that they like sends it to them, they ain't complaining. They sending something back and trying to set up a link up situation. I've tested this theory myself, but to be fair, I was playing a game, so I didn't just do it random. I asked permission. But my point is that when it's always a double standard depending on who's doing the offending. And the thing is, it needs to be a blanket statement of no matter who you are, if you do not come to me correctly, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I will always respect that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with having standards. And I actually be watching shorties because I'm very much a watcher. And I'll be watching shorties, and when I see their standards ain't much, I be saying to myself, I don't even think I want that shit no more. I wanted it before, but now I'm thinking that shit smell like hot cabbage. Because
that's a different conversation, bro.
Thank you,
That's a different conversation.
I'm just saying that's just
a different conversation.
That's just the way my brain works.
Let me bring it back for you a little bit. The main thing is us as men, we don't feel we're not in a safe space when a girl grabs us, whatever, because we can handle it ourselves. Vice versa, for a woman, I'm 6'5" and a half, 265. If I'm grabbing someone and she's, any woman, because there's not a lot of women that are of the stature that you can be like, I can physically handle myself with this man. It's a safety thing. If I'm doing some stuff and I'm touching you and I'm whatever, so and we don't think nothing of it because like she's not going to physically take advantage of me. That's not going to happen unless I allow it to happen. And this is why that's one of the main reasons why we kind of brush it off because we're like, go ahead, stop playing. This is that. Go ahead, stop playing. You know what I mean? Because we don't really feel threatened. We don't really feel threatened. And that's one of the things. And that's our fault for creating that culture to where it's okay. You know what I mean? And one of the craziest things, I've seen it more heavy and on the other side in the different communities, like in the white community. It's way more heavy. They're way more aggressive on that side with doing that. And I started off in the white community in the swingers. I didn't start off with the black community. My ex that introduced me, she didn't want to go to no black parties. I only had access to what she had access to. So way more aggressive with the conversation, just like, let me feel that cock. And you just touching it in the middle of like, oh, let me get like, and then my ass, let me get a hard first. Hold on a second. Come back in 20. Come back in 10 minutes.
Let me get the engine cranking.
Hold on, wait. Come back in 10 minutes. But with the conversation we were talking about was guys having like the etiquette or whatever. I think the main thing is with a lot of newbies is having a mentality like I want to be in this space for I don't want it to be a short time, I want it to be a long time, right?
Mm.
There's a lot of people that's just like I'll pop up and they're not thinking longevity, so they don't care. They don't want to be in the space. And if you think about that, anywhere you playing on, you go to a club, a social club, you want them to accept you. You want them to invite you back, right? When you have the mentality as I want to come back, I want to be a preferred person, you conduct yourself a different way. You learn to do the if you're at a spot to where like I don't give a fuck, I ain't coming back here. You don't give a fuck about no rules and no shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. People that say, oh, I fuck with it for a little bit, but that ain't my lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. You don't respect it the way I respect it. You'll never be able to truly engage and be in a space to where you want to learn to be able to keep doing it for years. I've been doing it since 2006. People say, oh, I'm tired of it. How do you get tired of something that you can't control? Because it's my sexual urges to be in a lifestyle. That's because you're not you haven't invested into making it a safe space for yourself. Because I don't give a fuck what environment, you can make it a safe space for yourself. You can pick and choose where you go to, pick and choose the crowd, pick and choose the host, pick and choose the area. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
And you can be able to manipulate it, or I don't want to say manipulate, you can curate it to cater to your needs and to your personal likes and dislikes. Right? So when it comes to people, like I learned, well, okay, hey, how should I maneuver here? What should I do? What should I ask? How many people have come to somebody that they say, hey, this is the OG, this is the owner. What should I do? If you a host, how many of the guys that are new have come to you and said, hey, how should I move? What should I do? When I was at the meet and greet that I just had, I had a group of 4 guys come up to me, and they was, right out like younger dudes, whatever, so all in a fraternity, whatever, came out, we saw this, we came, whatever. Hey, how should we move? You know what? I said, listen, let me tell you how much I respect the fact that you came to me, you humbled yourself as a man, and you were confident enough to ask another man, how should I move here?
Right.
And I said, the first, introduce yourself, have a conversation. If you have it financially, offer to buy a lady a drink. I came from the stage. If I'm talking to you for a certain amount of time, I should offer you a drink. Don't ask me, and I'm one of them, don't ask me to buy you a drink.
Facts.
I'm from that. Don't ask me. I'm going to let me get there because I want to see if I want to stay and converse with you. And if I'm going to stay and converse with you, love, what you drinking?
Right.
Don't ask me to buy you a drink. As soon as I get there, like, let me be a man and let me, you know what I mean? If not, we're going to go in a different space. But, offer that, because that's always a way to break ice, whatever, so you ain't got to be nothing crazy with, hey, gotta get you a drink, whatever, someone, what you, name, whatever, so situation. Hey, let them know you're interested. Simple as that. You can go from there.
That's it.
You know what I mean? But the whole thing is, if you want to be in this, educate yourself. Talk to the people that you see. These are the OGs. You know what I mean? The owners need to have more situations to where they're like, hey, listen, if you need to know, I don't give a fuck how much you say the rules. I don't care about it. Like, you can say the rules and say, oh, I said the rules. It don't seep in. Talk to a person, because you're going to be socializing more than you're fucking. I promise you that. Come stand by. See how a nigga like me or Max or Lux or whatever moves around women. Just see that. Like, bro, relax. It'll come to you. Have a conversation. Get introduced to somebody. Just talk regular, you know what I mean? When it's that space. And that's the thing. People don't want to take pride in that, but that's in life. Forget the lifestyle. People don't take pride in actually, learning how to conduct themselves properly in different atmospheres. Every atmosphere is different. And that's not a lifestyle thing. That's a human thing. That is a human thing. You know what I mean? And then when you see the younger age, like, just working with kids and all that stuff, I realized that a lot of kids coming up, a lot of younger people don't know how to conduct themselves. They haven't learned how to converse. They haven't learned how to appropriately assert themselves into a vibe. You know what I mean?
You know what? I gotta say something for us too, because the thing is, we have to sometimes. Now, granted, we ain't mind readers or nothing, but all of us can admit that we've seen people who look like deer in the headlights when they walked into the fucking spot. Dudes is looking lost. They not sure exactly what to do. Whatever the case. There's a couple of times where I've had conversations with rookie couples, um, rookie dudes, whatever. There's been a couple of dudes that have actually talked to me and have asked me things like low key, like, yo, blah, 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 what if this is going on? Like, how should I approach it? Da, da, da. And, based on what the situation was, I would try to give them the most safest response possible, meaning the thing that is the least offensive to do. Like, for example, if you see a shorty, she drunk, but she going hard on you, I tell them straight up, do not fuck with shorties when they are under the influence, because they will snap out of that shit in the middle of playing or something. The next thing you know, they trying to accuse you of violating or something like that. Like, there's so many different safeguards. You guys got anything else to chime in on this, or you want to jump to the next question? Because I don't want to go too.
So
What
first of
Shirley
all,
just said,
go ahead,
I'm
RJ.
sorry. Excuse me. No, that brings back to a point of like the mentorship that's lacking. We gotta have mentorship. And I said it before, like 30 years ago, that like our uncles, our brothers and stuff like that helped us. Like when we were truly fucking up, they got us back on the right track. And Max, you even just said it a couple minutes ago. You were like, people walking around with a deer in the headlights look. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with pulling them off to the side and saying, hey, you good? You understand what's expected of you? Sometimes maybe we don't have the time, but maybe that could be part of the vetting process too, of how people sign up as well.
So you guys are getting on to the next question. I'm going to combine them, which is, where can men find real support in the LS? And what is a wellness practice that's helped you to show up better as a man?
Let me, I'm going to jump on this because I actually do. So we don't have a lot of support, right? Because we don't do enough meet and greets. We don't do enough panels.
Mm-hmm.
We don't do enough lifestyle. Now there's a couple of lifestyle podcasts, right? And they actually, address some of these issues. Y'all do stuff. What's the name? Has Discreet Friends has the podcast. KD has the podcast, whatever. But that's just like when I say I invest in a meet and greet, because I'm like, we don't have enough spaces where people can just chat and talk, and people can go and being available for the guys too. You know what I mean? I know all the women that come to the thing. There's not going to be no issue with me pulling a woman from there, whatever, so and so. But what I do value is when the guys come and they ask questions like, hey, I saw this on FetLife, I saw this on SLS, I came, whatever, so and so, what's the vibe like, what's the so and so? And I can say, you know what, I appreciate you actually asking that. You see what I'm saying? So being in spaces like that, doing more stuff that is not evolved around play. You know what I mean? Because you can have the conversation. You do a hotel party, right? Let's say you got the floor and all that, whatever. And you have the conversation about, I gave the rules and all that, whatever. Now you just leave a nigga to fend for himself. He's going from room to room. He has no idea what's going on. He came, there's not a lot of people doing vetting processes. Let's just say it like that. There's a couple of groups that do a full vetting process, but you can vet and the dude can seem cool and all that, whatever. But are you going to not let a guy come because he said, I've never been to a lifestyle party? And can a woman truly vet a man for the lifestyle? Can she truly tell a man how to maneuver? It needs to be, I'm going to keep it a bean. It needs to be a man that is preferred, that girls desire and say, I desire him because how he carries himself.
Yep.
You need to mimic that. You can tell a guy what to do, like when it comes to like consent and no means no, whatever, so and so. But that don't be the issue. It'd be like, okay, no means no. He gets that, but he's a weirdo. He's being a creep. He hasn't broke the no means no policy, but he has been a weirdo and a creep the whole time because he doesn't understand how to assert himself into the situation. He doesn't know how to move. Like, what do you can't tell, you can't teach a person in your I'm going to give my rules how to approach and how to engage with a group of women or a woman. You see what I'm
Yep.
saying? Everybody does they do their due diligence, saying like consent is consent. You know what I mean? If it's not a 100% no or an enthusiastic, if it's not 100% yes or an enthusiastic yes, that means no. We all do that. Whatever. We all do that. But what about just the process into asking, getting up there? When you're hanging out too long, when you're staying near a guy, girl too long, when you need
Yep.
to even ask. Because a lot of guys don't know when they need to ask to play. Like I done shoot you off 5 times for the conversation. You think it's okay to ask me, hey, you interested in playing? Like, bro, like, no, that don't make no sense. You can't do that.
It still be
So
happening.
that's why I'm a big fan of the meet and greet and them having consistently. And then somebody, you as an adult, and if you want to learn, you're going to come to learn. I shouldn't have to chase you to teach you.
Hmm.
Right? I shouldn't have to chase you to teach you.
That's
Like
the
come to
thing
a
too.
space, and I always say that, hey, come talk to me. I'm gonna be at the meet, whatever. Someone,
Mm.
so you have any questions, come talk to me. I'm here. Come to the bar, come talk to me. I'll even buy you a shot. Come
Yep.
talk to me, bro. I don't need to
Right.
talk to the women too much. You know what I mean?
And that's the thing, though, is that if you're going to truly, and this is more for the rookies in the room, and even people who think that they're veterans but don't really know what the fuck they doing too. The fact of the matter is that if you're not sure about something, seek education. Like there's certain things which Lisa, I haven't came to you about it yet. Remember, I spoke to you about it before when I said when I have time and I really want to start really building my BDSM skills up, I'ma holler at you. You understand what I'm saying? And I've been in this shit a long fucking time, and I still have no problem asking a whole grown ass man who damn near looks at me eye to eye, hey, I don't know something. You know this thing. You're an expert in this thing. I see that. Let me get some gains from you. There's nothing wrong with tapping the people around you for information. If you see somebody is there, like pay attention. If you're at an event, look around at the situation like, and this is a key thing to lifestyle. Fellas that are watching this, that are still trying to figure it out. If you want to learn the key to being successful in the swing side of lifestyle, as far as going to an event, being able to engage with females or males, whatever you're into, I ain't here to judge that. The key is you have to read the fucking room. Learn to read the room. This is not something where you could just jump in, whip it out, and start jumping all over the place. You got to read the room and see, okay, how are these people moving? Especially if it's somewhere where you don't really know nobody and it's like one of your first times out there. Read the room. And again, this is why the vetting process really does need to make a serious return, because we need to also be aware of the people who are new, who don't know nobody or whatever. So at least we could be coming at them and saying, hey, because some people are shy, some people are really introverted, they don't know how to approach. That's when we got, like, this isn't really about fault. This is just about taking action to find a result. It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's about finding a solution. And the key to the solution is, hey, I know that Reggie, Donald, and Harold are new to this shit. They're brand new, fresh. Let me give them a little extra attention as a host and make sure that they understand what's going on. And if they trying to act like they too cool and they got this and all of that, you can get this and get the fuck out of the street. I'll give you your money back. Like, we don't have time for I got this. Don't be on no fucking LL Cool shit when you walk up in here. Be on some, I'm trying to absorb the room and be educated so that when I make a move, it's actually a successful move. You don't want to be out there swinging and missing. Anybody that's ever went to a club before, you don't want to be the guy that hollered at like 6 different chicks and they all rejecting you, because now that pattern's going to stay for the night. Because now, trust me, these girls is all watching.
Oh,
Oh,
When they saw you go over there and get this, and then go over there and get this, you think they gonna be the one to fuck with you after you got this 3 times? Hell no. So you gotta be mindful. Read the room. Learn what likes you. What you want to say, Nova? Go ahead.
I'm gonna ask Gary where he's found support, because he seems to be the newest LS person on the panel. So where have you
Hmm.
found support on navigating the LS?
Well, like Maximus said, by reading the room, I do a lot of observing. You know what I mean, and see, how people act around other people, and see where I can inject myself in the situations. You know what I mean? I'm still, like I said, I consider myself as being fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
Just being over 3 years, so I'm still trying to find my way. And talking to the OGs and listening. Like I was telling Max earlier, I was mad I've been missing the podcast because I've been so busy because I like all the information that I get to learn about the LS through his podcast.
Yeah.
I try to take everything in from the OGs that they say, so I can really find my way and my place in the LS.
Hmm.
You know what I
So the
mean?
final thank you for that, because I think that's important. That fits into what everyone is saying about mentorship and finding support and finding people who know the lay of the land. What's a wellness practice that's helped you to show up better as a man? Doesn't have to be LS, but what is a wellness practice that has helped you guys to show up better?
Go to the fucking doctor, people. Like, let me tell you something. I have a personal stake in this. I have watched a lot of people I know that are around my age now or whatever. It's one of the problems I have, which is why I'm in counseling. I've watched a lot of people die before their time because they do not take care of themselves. I even lost a client, like I think like last year. I lost a client, and this was somebody I was actually working with, but he had some issues that even though I was referring him to somebody, he didn't go to them because he only wanted to talk to me, and then he ended up taking himself out. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit sucked. That fucked me up because I actually give a shit about the people that I sit down with.
Yeah.
And my thing is, and that goes back to what we mentioned earlier. We're talking about your physical and mental health. You got to take care of both things. And the way I handle it is I go to counseling, I go to the doctor, I get physicals. Listen, we are in, no matter how many condoms and safety precautions you use, at the end of the day, we are still in a high risk situation.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to, depending on your activity, go to the doctor at least 2 to 3 times a year and get those physicals, get everything checked out, make sure you're okay, do MRIs. You understand what I'm saying? Like, do screenings and all of that shit. Like, I got somebody in my family now who's got issues that they discovered because they went and got an MRI done, and now they got to figure that out. You understand what I'm saying? Once again, somebody around our age. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of bad shit out here. So you got to try to take care of yourself the best that you can. And it starts with the doctor, the psychiatrist doctor, or your counselor, or whoever it is for your mental and for your physical. You go to a doctor and make sure that you do that stuff, as well as try to be aware of what you're eating and listen to your body. Like if your dick's not working, I'm gonna pause for a minute. But if your dick ain't working, the first answer ain't, hey, let me go pop this pill and now I'm back to being Superman. Because that's showing that you have, I mean, granted, that does decrease over time as you get older naturally. But at our age, you shouldn't be having a massive erectile dysfunction issue. And if you're finding yourself having that issue, you also need to be checking to make sure that your cardiovascular system is functioning properly.
Right.
Because if it's not, all the pills in the world is really not going to help you.
Right.
So that's like me. That's what I do. I go to the doctor. I take flu shots and COVID shots and shit. Like I'm one of them motherfuckers. I know some people don't believe in them shit, but it works for me. So I just do what works for me. I can't tell other people how they do
No, you
them, but
can't
I'm
do it.
just saying it works for me.
Yes.
What
Who's next?
about y'all?
Tell us what a wellness practices that's helped you show up better for yourself.
Well, my wellness practice, I try to, like Matthew was saying, I try to focus on the eating, you know, it's hard. It's hard when you have that craving for what you want. You know, as we get older, we can't eat the same things that we did when we were younger, and affect us the same way. And sleep.
Ooh,
I try to get it, but never get it. That's my biggest, you know what I mean, fault. Because I know you need that for all the other, the physical wellness, the mental wellness. You need that rest.
yeah,
You know what I
yes.
mean? I'm trying to get better with it, but those are the two practices that I think, you know, for the physical and the mental.
Thank you.
RJ, what you got?
Uh, like you said, going to the doctor, just taking care of your health. That's where a lot of things start. Lately, what I've been trying to do is just make sure I get on my treadmill for at least 30 minutes and just like have a to-do list that
Mm,
helps me, like things I got to do, just to
Mm,
make sure that like, hey, I want to accomplish a couple of things today, because that does help me mentally too. It helps give me mental exercise, and also just meditating. I know a lot of people like frown on it, but is like just meditating for like 2 to 5 minutes,
mm-hmm.
just keeping your mind blank. It trying to identify some things, because you hit it best. You said like your cardiovascular health may not be the best. Hey, double check and see if you got low vitamin D as well. Um, and just like those things is just like it all plays into a point. Like I make sure I set some type of goal, whether it's getting up and getting on my treadmill for 30 minutes, or just um, making sure I walk up four flights of stairs at least once a day, versus taking the elevator or something.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So, Leezus, what you got? I know you be doing some shit. You be busy as hell.
I'm gonna tell you the key thing is to make it your thing to schedule me time. Schedule it. Like map out your week. Okay, this day I know. So regardless what you got going on, you can look forward to it. Whether it's you may not be allowed to have a whole day, it might be a stretch, and schedule that and honor that, and have the people that surround you honor that. This is my me time, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what you do. Schedule your me time. That's the only way I can do what I do is I schedule me time. I have times where people ask all the time, "Yo, how do you do it?" So and so. I was like, I got scheduled me time. I have times where like I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna do something that I know is not gonna bring me any stress. It helps me focus, helps me think about things that I'm not worrying about, whatever. It's a state of meditating. Even if you're sitting here by yourself with a glass of cognac with some music playing, and you're able to lean back and 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 release a breath of fresh air. You know what I mean? And you don't have to hurry up and go do anything. You know what I mean? There's
Mm-hmm.
nobody calling for you. There's nobody that needs you. There's nobody that you have to be there for, the just yourself. You can relax. You can put your feet up, whatever. Like women, y'all do this all the time. Y'all have spa days. Y'all do stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's the same concept of having a spa day to where you turn your phone or whatever. You might be on your phone because some people peace of mind is scrolling something that they want to look at. That might add to their peace of mind, whatever. And
That's a fact.
but actually scheduling it. Don't let it just happen by accident. Not I finally got some time to myself. That's not it. That don't
Mm,
count. Planned free time. Plan it. Set your shit up. Look at your schedule throughout the day and say, you know what? I'm going to make it my thing to this time to this time. I'm going to watch this movie. I don't care what
mm.
happens. I'm gonna get all my
That's a,
shit. I'm gonna cut it off. You do not have access to me during my me time. I don't care if you're my
and,
partner. I don't care if you're my kids, unless it's an emergency.
mm-hmm.
If it's a regular thing, don't call me for a $20 Uber. You got a job. Just figure it out.
You know what? And see, that's the thing too. Like me, I have my son right now. He's going through his little issues because he's about to be 16. You know how teenagers is. So I was proud of myself for this. Now, for all the years that I've had my son, I've never really been the type to just be like, "Hey, ma, here's my son, I'm out," or "Hey, sister, here's my son, I'm out." Even though they be happy to have him. But in this time, I said there's certain things I need to get done, and I'm proud of myself for this. This is growth for me. And I actually came to my mom and my sister, and I said, listen, I don't ever bother y'all with this, but right now, I need y'all to hold him a little bit and take some of the burden off of me because I have certain things to do and I need to still get what I need to get done. And I can't do all of that if I have to run behind him 100% myself. So the moral of that is, once again, that's about using your resources you have around you. Like I will say, there's one thing I do, and I fortunately have a tub that's big enough to facilitate my body. So I put that motherfucking lavender bubble bath in that bitch, and I put that water up to hell because I like hot ass water. And I go sit my ass in there, jam to some '90s R&B, and I'll sit in there. I try to do that at least once a week, and just like sitting there and chilling. A lot of times I'll be scrolling or whatever the fuck, like you said. I'll be scrolling and shit. But that's like something I do. You gotta find something to at least take some of the edge off because this world is stressful. There's a lot of shit going on. People are having a hard time financially. Even people that are making decent money is having a hard time. You have to find a way to unplug from the universe. Like when I was on that cruise, I loved it because I really didn't have any service. Even when I had service, I still didn't have great service. So I had to spend that time just being in the moment and enjoying myself and not thinking about what's going on back home. And that's just something that I highly recommend people to do because, again, the problem is the reason why a lot of people in the lifestyle tend to be a mess is because they don't clean up their mess before they come out into these streets, and then they want to share their mess with everybody else, and then they start drinking and the mess starts spilling out of them and they start acting all extra crazy and all this stuff, and it just makes you look crazy. And then instead of having a great experience, maybe having some great connections and making some new friends and stuff like that, everybody's treating you like a pariah because they think you crazy or they think you whatever. And even though it's supposed to be a judgment-free atmosphere, human beings aren't built like that. They always judge. I know I be judging, so I ain't gonna sit up here and pretend like I don't. I be judging. I see somebody out there wilding the fuck out. I'm just looking at them like, yo, maybe you could chill out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just something that I strongly suggest if you can't figure out another way to calm your ass the fuck down. And fellas, when you go to these parties, act like you've seen pussy before. just make it easy for yourself. Some of y'all be doing too much, man. Like y'all gotta get that together, man. I know that wasn't one of the questions, but I just had to say that because that is an impending thing that is happening constantly. As these guys come outside and they be acting like they ain't never seen pussy before. I'm like, you were born from a pussy. Everybody has seen a pussy somewhere in their life before. And more than likely, you gotten some somewhere, even if you had to pay for it. Like, chill out. And, to roll back to the earlier statement, read the fucking room. All of that good stuff. I guess we're going to get ready to land this plane because we already been on this shit for like hours and change. Nova, you got something?
Yeah,
you got...
Any last minute comment or last thoughts from you gentlemen before I praise the heck out of you all for being here with us?
Just for the men, tell them, just value yourself. If you value yourself, that will take you very far. It's just, I see a lot of guys who make a lot of self-defeating statements. And it's like, your mentality will carry you, whether it's good
Mhm.
or bad.
Yes. Okay.
Gary, you got something?
No.
I know
I'm
I
good.
got
I'm good.
something.
Yeah, go ahead, run with it, man. Go ahead, run with it.
Yo, so Lisa, you got something before I rattle off?
I'll tell anybody that looks at this, especially if you need to share this with any guys that you want to bring in. That if you see any of us, anybody that they say is an OG or a vet, challenge them, hold them accountable for that, ask them questions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
challenge them to provide the information that they've gained over the years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And
Mm-hmm.
soak up that information. It's not enough of that. It's not enough of people asking questions or holding people accountable for. Don't say you a vet if you don't plan on doing your due diligence as a vet, which is educating the people that are coming into the lifestyle. You know what I mean? Keep that shit to yourself. I don't want to hear people saying I'm an advocate for the community and you ain't advocating.
That's right.
You're
Mm-hmm.
not helping you're not helping people. You're not part of the you identify and you pop out when something happens, but you're not part of the solution. You're not trying to help the people. That's what anything that happens in the lifestyle. It's not enough people that say, hey, let's fix it. They
Right.
wanna crucify anything or somebody that does something wrong. It's your fault. If somebody does something wrong at your party, that's your fault. You didn't do enough. Sorry. Like, and you can't control some of the stuff, but you have to be like, you know what, that's my fault. I put all these new people here. I didn't try. I didn't try enough to try to educate this person to keep it right. We all become accountable for that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
And that,
so do your due diligence and be a person that educates, that can help somebody, that have time for somebody if you go to a meet. Don't worry about, we vets. We don't need to chase pussy no more. It's there.
mm-hmm.
We don't need to chase it. We don't need to spend all the girls know us. You know what I mean? We're not, we take that time to see some people new, educate a little bit, talk, but to still do it with the social atmosphere so you still having a good time. But that's what I would say.
Thank you.
Now, when it comes to me, I'm gonna say this just to wrap this up. Understand, and I say this all the time: a lifestyle is a privilege, not a right. So treat it as such. Understand that us men, I know it's not an even Steven thing, boo hoo. We were born men, we have dicks. There's certain things that come with the package. But understand that as men, we have to make sure that we do the best we can to make sure that these spaces are safe for our females. These females are exposing themselves, putting themselves out there, wearing all types of racy things. I don't care if it's your wife, whatever. Like Gary, I fuck with Holly. That's my little homie, even though she a
Most
pain in the
definitely.
ass. Even though she a pain in the ass. I be want to trip her sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
sometimes.
But
She's sweet.
nah, but no, but all jokes aside, I fuck with her. Like, she's real cool. But the whole thing is I treat her like that's my wife. If I see somebody trying to fuck with her and you ain't around, I'm G checking them on the spot. If I don't know your girl and I see somebody doing some fuck shit, I'ma check them on the spot. I
Yes,
have no
absolutely.
problem stepping in somebody's face and being like, and it's not to beat them up and you tough guy. Da, 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 da. No, it's not that. It's that this is a part of my life. This
Right.
is something that I choose to be a part of. You understand? So, with that being said, it is imperative that all of us carry that energy of protect the women. I know that things
Keep the
happen to
advocacy.
us too. Yes, exactly. I know that women,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, do shit to us too, but like Lisa said, it's much easier for us to handle ourselves against them than it is for them to handle themselves against us. So there's no way that some of the shit that I hear happens, because I hear a lot of shit. People DM me all the time, and still shit I got to deal with. And no matter what, to know that there was guys right there, they just sit there and watch the shit happen. Like, that's crazy to me. Because in my head, what I really be wanting to do, if I was an owner or a host and I found out that there was five fellas around and this chick got fucking violated, not only is this nigga getting the fuck out, but all of y'all is banned too. Because y'all think it's okay and y'all were co-defendants by not taking action.
Mhm.
Because you don't have to be here. We don't need you here. The problem is people always worried about the money. So they don't be wanting to get people the fuck up out of here when they should. Because a single man is $150 a pop. We the cash pigs of this motherfucker when we go to this thing. Single women only paying about $40. And the couples pay what they pay, but that's a different conversation.
Right.
So my main thing is, again, the safety part, because it all starts from making sure that everybody feels safe and protected. Not to mention, when it's safe and protected, even when some woman tries to run some story, oh, he tried to violate me, lying, because that happens too, false accusations. If people are paying attention and are aware and playing the way they should be, that'll be dispelled right away. Because everybody will be like, no, you gave him consent. He was right there. Then you wanted to switch up. He backed off, and then you wanted to try to make a story of it. I saw it. I was right there. That's what happens when you're paying attention to the situation. Safety is important. I got shit to lose. I don't have time for this. Like, I got a whole political campaign I'm trying to jump into. Yes. I do not have time to be caught up in somebody's fuck shit because people weren't doing what they had to do. Like Lisa said this, and I'm just going to reiterate that. Even if you are not the violator, if shit happens at your event, you automatically take accountability because you are the host.
Right.
And this is one of the reasons why I'm building my safety committee, which I am paying for out of my own pocket, straight cash, no credit, straight paying for it. No I'm credit. Doing everything out of my, well, I mean, I might be using some credit stuff, but that's, that's business bullshit, but that's not important. The fact of the matter is that I'm doing that because I hate the fact that things happen simply because people were not privy to information. Mm-hmm. If you knew and the due diligence was done, a lot of these motherfuckers that be getting in and doing goofy shit wouldn't happen. People wouldn't be getting knocked upside their head because we already know this nigga's a knucklehead. Or people wouldn't be doing other shit they do because we know these people, this dude's is creepers. Like, that information would be out there. So, sorry, I'm going too long, but I get passionate about this. But anyway, Nova, wrap us up, please. We got to land and get this thing out of here.
First of all, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go to sleep tonight because I feel so hyped. Like, I'm so charged up. I just want to thank each and every one of you men, including you, Max, for coming on, for being vulnerable, for being open, for being transparent, for sharing your hearts with us. I thought about this because we always see in the comments, like, what about the men? What about the men? And I know for sure that I believe that men are important. Your voices are important. We need to hear from you. I'm glad I didn't say much tonight because I'm one of those, like, I'm just going to shut up and listen. And I just really, really appreciate the fact that you guys were all willing and open. I know that every man on this panel is a safe space. So people, ladies and gentlemen, take note. Just thank you. Thank you guys all a million times. Thank you for your time. Thank you for enduring all my messages. Thank you for being here with us. Because, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us tonight. So thank you. I just want to say that and let everyone know that we're going to be having quarterly men's roundtables. Ladies, you're coming up. But for now, we're just honoring and respecting the men. You guys deserve it.
Amen. And there's this one thing I want to do, a quick little shout out. I promised I was going to do it, so I'm going to do it. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. You know what I'm saying? God damn it. Come on. I hate when shit acts stupid. This stream this shit is a pain.
You guys had the ladies and waterfalls in the comments, y'all. They was putting splashes in the comments. They were high. You guys set us up really nice. Thank you so much.
I tried to share the live like 20 times. It wouldn't share onto my feed. It wouldn't let me share it.
That's really weird because the settings I have automatically
Gotcha.
allows everybody to be able to share the feeds on their walls or whatever. So, but
I tried
Facebook be
it
tripping.
from
I tagged you all in it.
I
On
tried
my
it from
shit.
both of y'all pages. I was trying to share it.
Because
It
my
wouldn't
page
let
is
me share
public,
it.
so it should be easy to share. Hold up. So I want to shout out. I think Zuri has an event coming up, so I want to just give her a little love real quick. You know what I'm saying? She has this event coming up. I know I'm fixing a little banner thing. Give me a second. She has an event coming up on December 13th. I believe that's Friday. I don't know. I don't be keeping up these days. I don't know. But, she has an event coming up, a naughty holiday. Couples and singles are welcome. Her events are always a really nice time. It's a
Same.
really dope time. She's going to do all the things that you need to do. You see the little QR code there. I'm leaving this up long enough so y'all could do a little screenshot situation. So, y'all handle y'all scandal on that. And I got one more event to put up, and then we gonna get the fuck out of here. And that's Lola's event. She has an event at Caligula for New Year's Eve. If you're looking for something to do, it's a really good time. The New Year's Eve crowd is normally pretty dope, and it's easy parking because there's a parking garage around the corner if you can't find nothing on the street. And it'll save you the headache of going to Manhattan because we all know Manhattan's a pain in the ass on New Year's Eve. So
Mhm.
you want to find, if you need something to do, those are a couple of things coming up. Y'all can fuck with that or do whatever else you want to do. It's your life, it's your world. Nova, thank you for putting this together because I had no time to get in contact with any of y'all. And I really appreciate y'all fellas for pulling up on our humble little podcast. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
we are looking to do something like quarterly just to like so the men can be heard. So, we'll be in touch about that. And if you have time, you can pull back up. Or if you just want to watch, that's cool too. Anyway, thank you all for coming.
Thank
God
you.
bless and good night.
It was a pleasure. It was definitely a pleasure.
Yes. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. Good night, y'all.